And you know, one thing else I wanted to ask you about is, okay, so you go through that and you realize, okay, you know, this person's going to be resistant. There's no sense of changing their minds. So then you have to decide, okay, how do I maybe work through them, or work? You may have to work around them. And you know, I've had conversations with people, directors and VP levels around certain people that are clearly roadblocks, and you'll talk to five different people and they'll say the same thing. And but they, you know, there's nothing they can do about it because they're either, you know, politically connected, or they've had the tenure there for so long, so they, you know, they're essential, right? You know, and a couple of techniques I thought of is, you know, trying to, when trying to, you know, get around that is trying to bring someone in to help them, who becomes kind of the Robin to their Batman. Now, some of them are savvy enough to pick up that they're about to be replaced. But you know, I think saying, "Hey, we understand that you're overwhelmed. You're in the, you know, thick of things. We need to give you more help. We want you to focus on what you want to focus on, what you like to do. There's other stuff that you know that you may not be interested in. We want to bring someone else in to kind of help you." And at that point, okay, hopefully they appreciate that, because now they're able to focus on things that they like. But if it doesn't work out, at least if you get someone that's up to speed and somewhat at the same level that person, then you can actually have a conversation. I think for a lot of executives and, you know, senior level managers, they won't touch it because what are they going to do? They can't move on from that person. But you know, maybe they put themselves in a better spot to then be able to push that person. I don't know if you've experienced that firsthand at all or seen that. Like, how do you deal with a resistor that is critical to the, you know, to the project or practice, and you know, how do you get around that, or possibly even replace that person?
Yeah, yeah. You hope it doesn't have to go, that far, right? A simple way to think about it, or maybe a tool for people who might be watching this, is just think about a simple 2 by 2 matrix to speak to that person, and approaching it with logic. So this is sort of part one, necessary but not sufficient. But that matrix, you can think of it as you change or you don't change, and positives and negatives. So when you're talking about the positives of the change, which is what most people approach things with, right? Really underscoring those and how it matters to that person, right? So this is building a vision of the future so compelling that anything to get there would be less painful than failure to get there, right? This is the inspirational vision for where things are going, and you can get a lot of people with that. And then the downsides of change, and what are those really, right? And sometimes just speaking those things out loud, or letting people speak those things out loud, help them become more real and less scary, right? To understand what they are. What are the real downsides of doing this thing? In the bottom part of the matrix, the benefits of not changing. Well, how good are those? We probably wouldn't be having this conversation if there was a lot in that category. So it naturally leads to, what are the downsides of not changing? Right? And this is sort of the rational argument structure that most people will bring to these sides of the conversation, or you better, to be able to speak to different groups. But if you can wrap that in a story that makes sense for the person you're talking to, then you have gold.